Hey Sunseekers, where did summer go, right? I know it's not officially the end of summer yet, and here in Pennsylvania we are going to have some 90-degree days next week, but every day it's getting darker earlier and the warmth of summer is beginning to fade. So many of us start to feel that familiar dread that I get every time it creeps in this time of year. So it's the season where, darkness starts to dominate. And for those of us who struggle with seasonal affective disorder or SAD, it can really feel like a heavy cloud setting in. So if this is something that you are dealing with, please hit the subscribe button so that we can all travel this journey of healing together.
In the sun, it's already begun. You are my one. With a simple mind, we should find some more time. We don't need to worry at all.
Welcome back to Someplace Sunny channel. It's Amy. If you've ever felt like the winter months drain your energy, they put you in a bad mood, you're not alone. So today we are going to talk about some of the steps that we can take to prepare ourselves for, I call it sad season, if you struggle with this. So I was diagnosed with seasonal affective disorder I've never liked winter my whole life, but probably about 20 years ago. I would say that it got really bad about 24 years ago, but it took me a little while to get that diagnosis. So I've learned a lot of things in those years, and guys, nothing can perfect it. Nothing can make it where you just don't have it anymore. That's unfortunate, but that's just the facts. But there are things that you can do, practical steps to take right now to protect your mental health, to make the season, just maybe start the sad a little bit, delay it a little bit, and keep your inner sun shining even when the world outside feels cold and gray. So first, we're gonna talk about what exactly happens as sad season approaches. Because guys, contrary to some popular belief, and I have some friends and family members who believe that it's all in your head, and it is a part of a mental health challenge, but there are physical effects, physical things that happen to your body, to all of us, to everybody, as the sun starts to go down earlier and we're in dark more often. So what exactly happens when sad season approaches is, as the sunlight fades, our bodies produce less serotonin. Serotonin is the chemical in our brain that is our happy. It boosts our mood. It causes, us to feel happy. It's a neurotransmitter, right? So it's a stabilizer. And at the same time, our melatonin levels begin to increase, making us feel more. Melatonin is what you get to sleep. That is what forms in your body in the rhythmic cycle so that you can sleep. And because it's darker outside, it kind of throws your body off, right? So your melatonin levels increase, which makes you feel more tired. This combination of the two can leave you feeling low, lethargic, sad, and disconnected. The good news is that there are things that we can do that I've learned that we can prepare for ahead of time whenever, as we know that this season is moving in, and we can take proactive steps to manage. Okay guys, so one of the most powerful tools that I have learned over dealing with this for so long is the importance of establishing a routine. This may sound silly, but guys, it really helps. And I have been told by 3 counselors that I have the worst case of seasonal affective disorder that they have ever seen. And I think, and they tend to agree with me, that a lot of it with me is, so my husband, we have a concrete business. We've had it for 30 years. We live in Western Pennsylvania. We have terrible winters, and he doesn't work every day in the wintertime. He'll get basements and things here and there, but it's not, my routine is gone. And especially as I get older, I found that since my kids have went on to college, and I have one at home, but she doesn't require me to run her anywhere or anything, so I'm not waking up in the morning having to have them someplace. That it's worse for me, and I'm like, why? I've been dealing with this, I've learned all these tools, why is it getting worse? And we have come to the conclusion that because there is no routine to my winter. It is very important because you need to regulate, as we talked about melatonin, you need to regulate your body's internal clock. And consistency is so important. So this winter, I am going to try very, very hard to maintain my routine from the summer. But whenever you wake up in the morning and it's -30 outside, you just want to curl in bed. And it's very easy to do that if you're someone like me who doesn't have to be anywhere. My husband was always one, he kind of enabled my sad, I say, because he was home a lot in the winter, so he would take the kids and he would pick them up, and he knew that I hated to be outside in that disgusting white shit that falls from the sky. So he would thought that he was helping me by me not having to go out and do that, when in all reality, he was actually making it worse, as I've learned, not by choice. He would never do that. But so start now to develop that routine, even if it means that you're going to get up a little bit later, maybe get up at 8 instead of 7. You want to start the routine now that you're going to have for winter time. And it really, from what I understand, really, really helps. And as we all follow along here throughout winter, we're gonna see if it's helping me, because I'm really going to try hard to do that. Okay, so if you know anything about seasonal affective disorder, you hear light therapy a lot. That's the importance of the sun, it's light. And I'm gonna be honest, I had a light box probably, I would say maybe 15 years ago, and I did not see good results at all. It was not good. It was basically, I was getting worse. So if any of you know of a light therapy box, because it is my understanding, and my counselor would like me to start it again this year soon. So I'm in the process of looking for a new one. If any of you watching know of a light therapy box that is proven to work for you or someone that you know, please put that in the comments. I am going to do some research, and I will be putting up in a future video the one that I found, and I'm going to track my progress with that, because I am so headstrong on not feeling this bad this winter like I usually do. Last winter was horrendous for me. So I am really trying to do everything that I can this year to minimize these effects. A light box works the best if you sit under it between about a half hour after you get up, as soon as waking time as possible, and about 30 to 40 minutes a day. So I am going to be researching those, and they say that small daily habit, guys, will significantly lift your mood if you can find the correct one. So again, if you know one that is working for you, please share that with all of us. One that I can say actually does help me is staying active and connected. And I can totally tell the difference. I'm one who tends to isolate myself in the wintertime. I have a girlfriend that I was with last weekend. She's one of my best friends, and she made the comment to me, "Amy, I didn't see you all winter." And that's not good. You have to, as bad as it sometimes feels to go outside, you have to keep up socially. You don't want to isolate yourself. It only makes it drag on. It only makes it worse. And it's very important to find friends who understand it. She does not have it. I don't know that she truly understands it, but as my friend, she knows what I do. She knows that I could stay in this house for weeks in the winter, because I do not ever want to go outside and see that white shit falling from the sky. I just don't. It literally makes me sick. So she will call me up and say, "Amy, bitch, get ready, because we are going." And that is so important. Many times she's done that to me, and I didn't want to go, but I did. And then once I got out and got into a routine and was around people and was inside where it was warm, I was okay. So very important to find a group of friends who support you and who don't let you just sit and don't enable it. And exercise, even if it's a brisk walk in the morning. I tend to get on the treadmill inside, because my ass isn't going outside in that. But on nice days, I will, whenever I take my dogs out, if the sun's out, I will stay out there a little bit longer. And exercise boosts your mood, guys. It basically, what we talked about, it raises serotonin levels. So all of these little things together can have a significant impact. Again, they're not going to get rid of it altogether, but it could push you through to the other side to spring if you're taking small steps every day. Okay, so at Someplace Sunny, we're all about sharing stories. If you haven't been to our website, go to www.someplacesunny.shop and click on Submit Stories. Guys, so important. Your story and your journey can help others. I have learned so much over my 20 years just from talking to other people who have had something that may have worked for them that I would have never thought of. So while you're there, also check out our product line. We have some really cool stuff, guys. And as we move into seasonal affective season, we're really gonna have a lot of funny, quirky, and things where you can wear your story and you can wear your journey. As always, I always have a Someplace Sunny shirt on, and even though it's August, I have a sweatshirt on because I'm literally freezing in my house. But I have on the little skeleton, literally freezing because I am. So it's so cute. I love it. I get a lot of compliments on this one. We're gonna have a lot of them like this as we move into the fall months. Right now, our Halloween collection is out, Someplace Spooky. It is so cool. So please go check that out. And while you're there, also check out the Someplace Sunny Foundation. It is our nonprofit. 5% of all sales go to that foundation, and that foundation is set up to help those suffering from mental health challenges. Okay, so my story that I want to share today moves into the next topic that we're going to talk about, and that is supplements and vitamin D. Okay, before I go any further, guys, this is very important. Vitamin D is a fat-soluble drug, okay? So if you don't understand what that means, basically just remember this. A fat-soluble drug is absorbed by your fat cells, it's not water-soluble. So you can become toxic and overdose on vitamin D. So before all of you guys go out there just popping vitamin D pills every day, very important to have a vitamin D test and to speak to your doctors. I get vitamin D testing all the time. And my story is, so generally about 100 units a week is good for the average person. They actually say 60. Anything over 60, if your vitamin D is stable, you can actually, even though it's rare, you can become toxic from it. Last year, my vitamin D levels were so low that I was injecting 150 units via insulin syringe into my abdomen on Tuesdays. We did that for several weeks, and my vitamin D levels were showing up at less than 2%. So she added 50 units by mouth on Fridays. I continued that all last winter, and by March, my vitamin D levels were only at 13%. That's terrible. Now, most of us don't have it to that degree. I'm just like a freak, I guess. But very important to get those levels tested, to speak to your physician, and now is the time. If you're on some type of a antidepressant, they used to, Wellbutrin is the only one that is approved for seasonal affective disorder, so that may be something to talk to your doctor about. They used to put me on it in March and take me off of it, put me on it in like October and take me off in March. So that works for some people as well. It really I didn't respond well to Wellbutrin, but those are things that you can talk to your doctor about. It's also important to eat right. I know that part of seasonal affective disorder involves where you have a craving for sweets. So it's very easy in the wintertime. I mean, the average person who doesn't even have it, you hear people say, well, after winter, they want to lose that winter weight or whatever, because whenever you're home, you eat more, you're not as active, whatever. And it's very important not to sit around and eat cookies and carbohydrates and things like that, which I know your body is going to crave. You want a diet rich in whole foods. I have a sweet tooth. I try to get my sweets from fruit. And I know that kind of sucks too, because in the wintertime, fruit really isn't in season depending on where you live. And if it is in season, then you don't have seasonal affective disorder. So vegetables, lean proteins, things like that are very important for your overall well-being and to keep all of those chemicals in your brain, on keel. And finally, one of my favorites that I am in such support of, because I don't know how I would still be on this earth without it, is reaching out for professional help. Guys, it's okay. I get so pissed off when I hear the stigma around it. And I'm surrounded by people who don't believe in it. And, or it's embarrassing to them or whatever. I love it. I love my counselor. I've been through 3, and this is hopefully my final one. And it's just so, I look forward to going. And it's so important to get in there early because you will learn so many tips and things that you can do and have that support. Guys, I got a text from my counselor this morning from my session yesterday, and I was literally crying. So find somebody like that. Find one that you really connect with. And just that help from them can really keep you pushing forward. Cognitive behavioral therapy is such a help to so many people. So don't hesitate to reach out, and reach out now. I have a girlfriend who called me last year. It was February, and she was so far in. I didn't even know she had it. I just hadn't seen her in a while, but she knows that I do because I'm very vocal about it. I don't keep it. I'm not embarrassed. I'm not I just wasn't supposed to be born in Western Pennsylvania. And I just unfortunately can't move right now. So, you don't want to wait until February. She was so down at that point, that by the time she got into therapy, because we all know that sometimes it's hard to get in right now. There's an influx of people with the understanding of how important mental health is, and it's just as important as your physical health. So it's hard to get in sometimes. So now is the time. If you are looking back and you realize that something is wrong, I don't feel right whenever it's wintertime, you need to get into a therapist now so that you can get a hold on it and learn some techniques moving forward. I promise you guys, it's the best decision I ever made. Okay, so again, it's only August. Hopefully, it's the end of August, and I hear we're gonna have a nice fall here, a warm fall on the East Coast. So I'm so looking forward to that, and then hopefully we'll have an early spring, but that's another video. So as we look ahead to the upcoming season, just remember that while the days may get darker, we do not have to let darkness overpower us. And I know it's hard. Believe me, I know more than anybody. And you can fill up your mind with it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. But again, you don't have any control of it. And it's not just a mental problem. There are physical aspects to this illness. So we don't have to let the darkness take over. Taking small steps now, we can protect our mental health. Again, like I said, it's not just going to magically make seasonal affective disorder go away, but it can ease the burden of it and get you closer every single day to spring. And most important, find your someplace sunny. Take yourself there. It is truly where freedom and happiness reside.